Hey, today's pick a card reading is designed to help you move forward if you're trying to move on from something and you're having a hard time doing it without a new focus. I have not even asked what we're moving on from because this is about the new thing, the what now that deserves all of our attention. So we're not looking back, we're looking forward. And sometimes the best way to surrender the attachment or our desire to something that no longer exists or is over is to have something else to manifest, to create, or to work towards. It's all about our dopamine wiring. It's like we're designed to desire and to seek. True contentment is extremely rare, and if you are one of the lucky ones who is there, congratulations, you don't need this reading. So stack 1, we have this little bunny and the red stone. Stack 2, we have the lady and the cauldron and this kind of white and blue stone. Stack 3 is the blue stone with the lady in the boat. This is the Avalon magic, it's called. So they are timestamped below. Go ahead and meditate a second on which one you feel like is yours, and then let's get started. Okay, stack 1. Set that right there. It says, reconnect to Mother Nature's world of plenty, and you shall receive a myriad of miracles. Okay, and then you have the Emperor in reverse, the Two of Wands in reverse, and the Three of Swords. And then your cosmic influence is stillness. This is the Hanged Man energy. All right, let's get these centered. Okay, we're looking at control issues here. These first 4 cards are all echoing the same call for peace, quiet, trust, getting in tune with your divinity and sovereignty through nature and elevating the life that you're in rather than craving a completely different one. Now, this might sound weird, but they're suggesting to lean into and embrace the pain for the sake of healing it and processing it. Moving on in order to avoid past pain is never really going to work because the core wound is still in there and it's there for re-triggering at any time by completely new people who didn't even know you then, or situations that mirror the old one in some way. Pain, as unpleasant as it is, it's information. And turning off the alarm, it doesn't solve the underlying issue. And they're saying that just escaping is not truly moving on, that you'll have a stowaway. So they want you to reclaim something that you already have, something that's already yours. Like, it is an illustration. If you were bullied in a small town in middle school, let's say, you don't truly heal just by moving away because fuck that one-horse town anyway. You heal by staying and become the mayor of it. Or if you're having an issue with a coworker, focus on kicking ass until they show their true colors and they quit or get fired on their own. Don't be the one who acquiesces in that situation. They're saying, don't let them win like that. Okay, let me say it like this. Okay, if living your best life does not sound like a satisfying enough comeuppance, think of it this way. If you don't live your best life, they win. So the Two of Wands in reverse like that says to me, X marks the spot and you're already standing on it. You're not moving on, you're going vertically, whatever that means. The Emperor, when he comes up reversed, is giving your power away, but it's also accepting not what you can't control, like rolling over and taking it, but that you can't control something and finding where your power does lie in the situation. It says that you find it in yourself, and connecting to yourself in nature is how you find that power again. And actually, you might have more power than you think over the external situation. You just don't really see it yet. And I'm going to double down on my mayor example. Like, you could become someone's boss by the end of this because you didn't run away, but you faced the challenge head on. You do need a time out, though, with that hangman. I see that. Stillness advises and assists in not taking action before a perspective shift, recreating the narrative or putting yourself as the subject rather than the object of the situation, the hunted becoming the hunter. I'm hearing that it could be time to enter your villain era. Go outside and let that simmer. I hope that gives you a little bit of something to focus on to move forward. Stack 1. Thank you. Okay, stack 2. Actually, I'm going to take these and I'm going to put them over there. All right, you have reawaken your intuition, allow your emotions to ebb and flow in the cycle of nature's seasons. Okay, you have the Page of Wands reversed, the Page of Cups, the Ten of Cups, and your cosmic influence is its power. This is the Hierophant. Okay, let's get these centered in frame before I start talking. Well, I think a second. So right off, it says it's not what you do, it's what you be. So this is not an uphill battle or a fight against the grain, but a righting of natural forces, opening up to wonder. So not deciding on some point of focus, but relaxing your focus. Like in those old magic eye posters, if you're old enough to know what I mean, in a state of curiosity to see what materializes. This is the ultimate bliss of not trying so hard to be happy, which will naturally only piss you off eventually because happiness is as ephemeral as perfection. And they're also saying to put your inner knowing in the seat of authority over your life. There are no gatekeepers between you and your higher power except the ones that you bestow credence to. And you can revoke that at any time you want. Okay, so like think about visualization and how they always say to create an exact picture of your dream life. And they go on to say to include the exact brand of luxury car you would want, the Beverly Hills address, the Hollywood lover, or whatever, right? I know it sounds cliche, but I used to hear this all the time from the law of attraction gurus trying to sell you a course so they could buy all these things for themselves and then say they just attracted it and so can you. Give me more money so I can manifest the boat that I'm visualizing. They're saying here, visualize the feeling of bliss that you desire. Use your imagination to conjure the energy of that feeling in your body. That feeling is not a byproduct of anything that you can acquire from someone else. It's available to you anytime, anywhere, because it's an energy that you can channel. It's in the flow for free access when you pry off all of the products being sold as access points to that bliss. Your focus for moving on is towards the light, towards your divinity, towards the perfection of you right now as is without changing or pursuing or doing a dang thing. The feeling of bliss crashes into you when you stop chasing it, almost like the duck season, rabbit season bit from Looney Tunes. So instead of moving on from one pursuit and taking up another, move on from one pursuit and open your hands for receiving what the universe is already trying to give you. Okay, like when we were little, happiness was closer to the default state unless we were in trouble or not getting some need met in the moment. That gets taken away over time like a confiscated toy that we're told we have to buy back in adulthood, and that's just a lie. I hope that gives you something to think about, pile 2. Thank you. Okay, stack 3. Your card says, live your own authentic life with courage to be your true self. Renew your focus. Okay, you have the Pope in reverse. That's like the Hierophant, essentially. The Hierophant in reverse, that is. You have the Three of Cups. And you have the Five of Coins. And your cosmic influence, this is movement, the Chariot. Okay. So I love the Hierophant reversed with live your authentic life with courage. You have to put blinders on as you move past the gatekeepers. All they're doing is shouting at you from the sidelines. They have no real power over you or influence over whether or not you reach your goals successfully, other than the power that you give them. The Three of Cups tells me that you are supported. You have a community where you do fit, who will remind you of your own power, who will help you with the strength in numbers, who are going to remind you of who you are. And it says to renew your focus. And with that Five of Coins, this is where your focus might have been drifting onto all of the ways that you don't feel worthy, onto imposter syndrome that can settle in when you do give gatekeepers too much authority over your self-image or onto comparisons, your reality against other people's curated image, which is apples to oranges anyway. And here's the thing about gatekeepers, okay? They identify with a thing, and that thing feeds their ego. Their gatekeeping behavior betrays this now. If they were in it for authentic reasons, the joy of the thing itself, the progression, the evolution, and the survival of that thing as its own thing, then they wouldn't be so concerned with who else gets involved or why. It shouldn't affect them, but they're worried it's going to affect public perception. And it's that public perception that they feed off of and how they try to fill their own cup. That's why you should do you. The Three of Cups says that there are plenty of people on your wavelength to connect to and to give them your energy and no one else. You can seek them out actively, but you also attract them with your courage to be yourself. Follow your own inner compass forward. And if you're feeling that you have to choose between two things, this says to lash them together for an even more powerful engine of motivation. Pulling all of your energy into bulking up your left bicep, for example, it leaves you unbalanced and weird looking. Your ride takes two horses, so feed them both the best, train them both. Put your heart and soul into both. You aren't just one thing. I mean, okay, so it reminds me of being goth in my 20s and feeling like because I paid for my British imported black velvet dresses, because no Hot Topic for me, with my job as an accountant, I wasn't a real goth because I had that kind of job. So I quit that job to be more goth, which meant more broke. So you got to tune that stuff out. It's not for your highest good. It's just for their ego. So you can be both things. You can do both things. And yes, you can do them both well. Doing two things does not mean that you're only half good at them. You can be the best at more than one thing. Okay? I hope that gives you a little something to think about, Pile 3. Thank you.